Good evening. Today we are going to see the plant location, which is one of the important topic in operations management. So what is plant location? Before going into plant location, first let us know what is a plant. A plant is a place where men, equipment, machinery, materials, money are brought together for manufacturing products. That means all the facilities required for manufacturing are brought to one place. That place is called a plant. Then what is plant location? Plant location is deciding a suitable location, the area, the place. It involves two stages: selecting a proper geographical region and then selecting the site within the region. For example, if you are going to locate a plant in Tamil Nadu, first select the area. So that is, we can choose Madurai, and then in Madurai, which place, the exact place in which you are going to construct your industry, that is the specific site that we are going to select it. Then, why location of a plant is so important? Because it determines the cost of getting the raw materials, the cost of processing the raw materials into finished goods, the cost of distributing the finished goods to the customers. Then what are the factors that you have to consider while you are locating a plant? There are altogether 10 factors. One is nearness to the raw material, nearness to the transport facilities, nearness to markets, availability of labor, availability of fuel and power, availability of water, climatic conditions, financial and other aids, land and community attitude. Let me explain one by one. Nearness to the raw materials. A plant has to be nearer to the availability of the raw material in order to reduce the cost of transporting the raw material to the plant. It is important in some cases when the raw material consumption is more, that means in terms of quantity. The raw material is heavy, that means in terms of the weight. The raw material is cheap but loses good amount of weight during processing. The second important factor is transport facilities. A plant has to be well connected by all modes of transportation or most of the modes of transportation. The mode of transportation is selected based on the size of the raw materials and the finished goods. Based on that, you have to choose the location. You have to decide about the location. The third factor is nearness to the markets. Nearness to the market is in order to reduce the cost of transportation, and in case of perishable products to reduce the spoilage and also to quickly reach the customers, a plant has to be nearer to the market. The fourth is availability of labor. Though we are living in the world of mechanization and automation, labor is inevitable and important. Labor of right kind, with right attitude, of adequate size should be available at a reasonable place in which you are going to locate your plant. The fifth factor is availability of fuel and power. Now most of the industries are running using the electric power. Hence, electric power should be available continuously at a reasonable rate. And especially the steel industries, the main fuel is coal, therefore it has to be located nearer to the coal mines. The next factor is availability of water. Water is used for processing, drinking and sanitation purpose. Hence, water should be available in adequate quantity and of proper quality. Example, enormous amount of water is needed for both paper industry and chemical industry. In paper industry, the quantity of water is very important. In chemical industry, both the quantity as well as quality of water is very, very important. So in that case, if there is any water shortage, we cannot think of locating a plant, a chemical plant in a place where there is a water shortage. The next one is climatic condition. In the present scenario, it does not present much problem due to the development in the field of climate control, that is heating, ventilation and air conditioning. But to control the climate, we need money, Therefore, it is better to find a place where the climatic is naturally available. In that place, you can decide your plant. The next one is financial and other aids. The governments are providing support in order to attract the industrialists in the form of giving loans, seed money, machinery, built-in facilities. That also you can consider while deciding where plant location. The next one is land. The topography of the land, the area, the shape of the site, the cost of the land, drainage and other facilities have to be considered, because in that place only we are going to construct our factory building. The last one is community attitude. The attitude of the local people is very important. That is, whether they want the industry, whether they are willing to work in that industry. Especially when you look at the nuclear power plants or the industries which is of sensitive in nature with respect to the community, the attitude of the community is the first and the foremost important factor you have to consider for locating a plant. Apart from all these 10 factors, there are some other factors like presence of related industries, existence of welfare facilities, local bylaws, housing facilities, security, facilities for expansion. So considering all these factors, we have to decide which site is better for our industry. Finally, we can conclude it that an ideal plant location is the one which results in the lowest production cost and the least distribution cost per